I've made several attempts now to try to do some coding of one of my videos. And first I'm going to point you to my code template because it's changed again one more time because I was finding that there were some new things I needed to be able to code. So I've deleted looking at another student's work as its own thing, and I've just decided that's an off-task activity with a so I've made 3 text labels here that are going to activate student engaged in off-task activities that will then activate not working. So looking around the room, looking at another student's work, and fiddling with objects and tools. That seems to be what the students are doing. I may be adding more text labels later as I find new things that I'm not able to code, new reasons for the student to be engaged in off-task activities. So there was that change. And then what I did was, when I first attempted to do some coding, I noticed I was having issues getting the text labels to apply to the text labels that are below my codes. I was having trouble getting them to apply to both independent working when that deactivates, as well as either not working or working with assistance. I couldn't have them apply to both for some reason. I did have exclusive links on both of them, but perhaps if someone has a reason for that and could let me know, or has a suggestion to get this text label to be able to apply to both, that would be very helpful. What I want to do is when I click, remaining idle during work time, I want to activate that code as well as activate not working. But I also want to apply this text label right before independent working deactivates and right as not working activates, so that I have this label on both of these big codes. Because if I want to look at just one row at a time, say I'm just looking at the independent working row, I want to be able to see why the independent working stopped. And this text label would tell me why that incident of independent working stopped. In this case, it would be because the student was remaining idle during the work time. They just chose not to do anything. But if I was looking at just the not working row, I also would love to see at the beginning of that the reason why they weren't working. Was it because they were idle? Was it because they were engaging in off-task activities? Or was it because they were asking for assistance? Which one of those 3 things was what stopped them from doing any kind of work? So I think it's important that this text label is able to apply to both of these places. Right now I only have the exclusive link tied to independent working, and if I go to my inspector, I have it set before deactivations. So what I think that should do is when I click my code for remaining idle, it activates this text label, which then activates not working, which deactivates independent working. And as soon as independent working is deactivated, this text label would be applied to the end of that last independent working incident, because it's before the deactivation took place.